Hey guys, Bart Nellinger, CEO of Progressive Dental. I wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you about some of the key challenges that dentists face today when it comes to purchasing a new website that's going to be effective in attracting those quality, fee-for-service patients that we all want. We have to remember that a website should only be one piece of your overall marketing strategy designed to position you as the expert in your field. So if you don't have a marketing strategy, that should take priority before buying a website or any other marketing tactic for that matter. Once the strategy is completed, the tactical approach is usually pretty straightforward. So I'm going to do my best to bring you up to speed on the basics so you can get a good understanding of what's to come in the future and some things to consider before buying a new website. One of the biggest problems that dentists run into is jumping into tactics like buying a website or sending out mailers before they've actually decided on a well thought out marketing strategy. This is extremely important when it comes to your website because the site will act as the hub for all other forms of advertising, meaning that whatever you do in the future is going to drive patients to the website in one way, shape, or form. So what makes a good strategy in the first place? Or better yet, let's talk about the most commonly used strategy to increase new patients in dentistry: price incentives. The most competitive market in dentistry is without question the market for cleanings, exams, and x-rays. There's absolutely nothing that differentiates you from any other dentist in the world with that offer other than how cheap you can offer it for. This means you're competing with the most amount of practices and you will attract patients focused solely on price, which is going to result in a lot of one and done type patients. This is how practices get stuck on that volume-based model in which they have to see a lot of patients and increase their overhead and see a profit margin that's dwindling. What we want to do is come up with a strategy to provide you with volume and some targeted big cases on a consistent basis. The main reason why most dentists are not successful in marketing to the public is because most of the time they're entrusting their website or marketing strategy to a company that knows very little about dentistry and even less in regards to your high-end procedures. This is why the websites you see out there look basically the same, right? Who you are, a bunch of services you provide, and how to contact you. That's about as sophisticated as it gets for most dentists. Just because your website tells people about every single procedure that you offer doesn't mean that it's compelling or that it's going to result in any new patients at all. That's a problem because it doesn't address the main obstacle standing in your way from attracting those large fee-for-service cases that you want. Commoditization, right? Price shopping. If we don't create a clear separation between you and other general dentists or corporate dental practices in your area, they'll simply offer the same procedures at a lower price. That's why so many of your patients, when they call, they're calling and they immediately ask about cost because they place no value on your process, your predictability, clinical outcomes, or the experience that they're going to have within your practice. So if you fall into the category of marketing your procedures and not your outcomes, you will have adopted the exact same strategy as the other dentists that are advertising in your area. And let's face it, hey, it's a great strategy if you're the cheapest practice in town. But if not, we really need to create something different. So the question is, and this is where strategy really comes into play, what can we market that will be impossible for a competitor to attach a price tag to? The answer is simple. Market your real product, what you really do. Your real product is the patient's experiences, your clinical outcomes, and your expertise, all things that you cannot put a price tag on. Think about it. There's no way to put a fair market value on what that before and after photo means to a patient, or what a patient's experience within your practice is like, or how a patient feels when they interact with you and their team over the course of treatment. Our job is pretty simple, right? It's to develop a creative and compelling website by leveraging your expertise and that 5-star patient experience that you're going to provide. It's called value. You have to increase the perceived value of your practice. It's got to be about more than just the procedure. All of your content is going to revolve around 3 things. Number 1 is your patient testimonials, or those powerful patient stories. Number 2, your process to effectively treat your patients in a comfortable environment. And number 3, your expertise or your experience, okay? Once it becomes about the procedures, you're done. You're going to get price shoppers over and over. We utilize videography, photography, copywriting, and advanced design techniques to create compelling content in order to make you a website that's going to shift the patient's mindset and what they perceive as valuable. I don't care who builds a website or who does your marketing, without great patient testimonials, doctor videos, and a great description of your process and how you do things, you're not going to be successful in attracting big cases or second opinions. Now, after we've created the content, we can begin to build the website and start to target specific cases. Keyword being specific. The key to any effective marketing strategy lies in its specificity. For instance, most of your competitors will have a goal revolving around how many new patients they want, right? Oh, we want 50 new patients. The term new patients is way too general. We need to know what kind of new patients, what types of cases we're going to be targeting. We have to quantify it before we start to build the website. Then we can create pages that are consistent with the common search terms that each target patient will be looking for. Some dentists are at a huge advantage over other dentists because of your unique ability and expertise in treating specific and complex cases. We can utilize so many different marketing tactics in areas to attract patients that would be great candidates besides the people that are just looking for a dentist. For example, most dentists that want to market dental implants simply market dental implants. That's the whole campaign. They don't separate it and market to patients that are full arch candidates or patients that are candidates for implant supported dentures or implants in the aesthetic zone or immediate load. Okay, we have to think outside the box and market to people with different experiences and vantage points. This is where a true marketing company can be invaluable. Most companies in this industry don't understand dentistry, much less the intricacies of each high-dollar procedure. It's practically impossible for those companies to come up with something specific and different that's going to separate you from the competition, right? Why? Because they're marketing for a dentist 1 minute, and then they're marketing for a plumber or an attorney the next minute, okay? That's why you just end up getting new patients that are calling about price discounts, and you spend a bunch of money, but ultimately you have a campaign that produces patients that just don't convert at a very high level. Does that sound familiar? I've heard it 100 times. So we've tested so many different campaigns in so many different markets, we can really help guide you on what's going to be effective versus ineffective. So please take your time, browse through some of the different websites and take a look at some different campaigns that have been successful for our clients over the years. And once you've finished, the next step would be to fill out the form at the bottom of the page or call our headquarters and schedule that time for a complimentary strategy session. This will really allow us to recap your goals for your practice, define the target cases that you want and define those funnels, and ultimately come up with a long-term solution for you to grow your practice and hit your goals. And keep in mind, that strategy session won't be with some new sales rep we just hired. It'll be with myself or our VP of Marketing, Jarrett Cora. So enjoy your time on the site, and I look forward to speaking with you and helping you through your project. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.